Now that I know which wines and champagnes to buy, I need to know a better way to store my wines and champagnes.
Well, one of the great things to know is that temperature is very important with wine storage. You don't want to have extremes of temperature. You don't want to have them get hot or cold really fast. You don't want to store wine in a cold place. When people show me their wine stored over the fridge or in a little wine rack next to the oven, I just cringe because it's going to make the chemical reactions in the wine move faster and it's going to spoil faster.
Okay, so then let's talk about where I have my wine right there. Is
Yes.
that the right place to
Your wine
put it?
is in your kitchen, but it's
Yes.
about as far away from a heat source as it can be. And it's also down on the ground, which is cooler. So that is a good place to have
okay,
wines if you're going to drink them in the next few months. If you have anything that you're storing for any length of time, find your coolest basement area under the stairs, somewhere like that, that tends to have a temperature that's cooler than the rest of the house.
Okay.
I would say 95% of the wine made, maybe 98%, is made to be drunk in the first year or two after it's released.
Okay.
So when you see a wine, unless you're a collector, they released it then to drink it now.
Okay, because I'm not at the collector's point yet, so most of the
Well,
wines...
most of us aren't.
Yeah.
So we buy the wine we want to drink in the next few months to a year. Also, we tend to drink our white wines chilled, very chilled, and which is fine because once you take them out of the fridge, they start warming up, and after 15 to 30 minutes, the wines really open up. But the red wines we really drink way too warm. So if you have a cooler windowsill maybe, or a place like right outside your door, right inside your patio door, put the wine down there your red wine down there for an hour or so before you're going to serve it, and get it to a temperature below 70 degrees. A place you don't like because there's a draft, that's where you want to put your red wine.
Oh, that's great. And then the other thing is someone was telling me that box wines store better
Yes, well, air is the other enemy of wine. So if you have a box of wine, what's inside is a bag, a plastic bag, and no air can get in. You can only release the wine. So they actually do last. I've done this. I put them on the kitchen table counter and tried it once a week for 6 weeks, and they actually store well. But don't buy the cheap box wines. If you're going to buy a box of wine, get the most expensive one they have. It's definitely worth it.
Okay. And then also the great point that you had brought up before about sealing the wines and sealing the champagnes. That'll actually help you store it a lot longer too.
Yes, and red wines, once they're open, store them in the fridge.
Store red wines in the fridge?
Yeah, red wines in the fridge. They'll last several more days than if you just leave them out.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's great. So then now that we know how to store them, let's talk about how to serve them.
Okay.
Okay.